Hey, good evening, Jerry Upchurch here. Just wanted to get a quick message out for you. This is probably day 12, I can't even remember, 12 or 13 of my 62-day blogging effort and video effort. So what I wanted to tell you tonight is on my blog, I'm calling it Making Me More Valuable. Wow, that's a strange blog when I'm trying to encourage other people to be better themselves, but the title, Making Me More Valuable, sort of struck me tonight because I said, okay, now why would people want to make themselves more valuable? And in our previous post, we talked about learning and talking to people to find out exactly what was important to them, and then we get up every day and intentionally make what's important to them important to us also. So I saw a post today on Facebook and I couldn't find it, but the basics of that post was, if you want to be successful, you've got to make your butts smaller. And I like that, B-U-T-S, butts smaller. So we've been talking about adding value to other people and making ourselves, in order to add value to other people, we have to make ourselves have a little value too. And that's the importance of the title, is Making Me More Valuable, is basically so that we can have more value to share with other people, if that makes sense. If we have value and we don't share it, we're not doing anything. But if we have value and we share it, and we're making other people more valuable themselves. So that's the purpose of this blog, is how do we make other people more valuable so that they can increase their value to pass it on to others. There's a story in John Maxwell's book, Intentional Living, where the pastor of the old church that John left, John grew the church that he was at from around 100 people up to about 300, 350 people. And then he left, and a few months, 6 months, 8 months, a year after he left, he got a call from the folks, some of the leaders of the church, that he left, and said, John, I don't know what's wrong, but our congregation has dropped from over 300 people a week to under 100 people a week. What went wrong? What went wrong? They asked John that. John studied that situation. He said, what could have gone wrong? I did so much to make that church grow. I did everything. He and Margaret, his wife Margaret, did everything. And then it hit him. After 6 months, it hit him. He said, oh yes, I did everything. So what he failed to see that he was doing was he was not teaching other people to do what he was doing in order to have a succession plan in his church. And, you know, from our business perspective, a succession plan for our business, we call it duplication in our business. And without duplication, our businesses will never be successful. So what John realized is that he needed to do more of was he needed to work with people more instead of for people. Instead of doing everything for people, he began to do things with people. And as he does things with people, he teaches them the things that they need to do. So here's the basics of tonight's blog and the video is to add value to others. There are a few things we must do. To add value to others, there's a few things we must do. We must have some value to give them. That's number one. We must have value to give in order to give value. We must continue to grow ourselves in order to have value to grow. That's the reason when I joined Amway in the early 90s, I didn't know what I was doing, but one thing they did was teach us to read 20 minutes every night. And I've done that almost every night since then. That's the reason I've got books all over my bookshelves. I've even got a room full of books at the other end of the house. But we love books and we read books. I buy a book and I'm reading 3 books now. And if I'm in the bedroom, I'll read one book. If I'm in my office, I'll read another book. If I'm in the living room, I'll be reading another book. But continue to grow yourselves is number 2. Number 3, we need to raise the bar for ourselves. We need to realize that we need to constantly get better, to raise that bar every day, to have a goal to get better every day. We also need to be able to see value in other people, in the things that they're doing. We should need to see value in it and give them recognition for what they're doing. We need to share our value with other people so that they too can rise up and fly, grow their own wings. One of the ladies on the internet that I went to high school with has been nursing some caterpillars that I forgot what she called them, but she captured them and put them in a little jar, and eventually today or yesterday she had her first butterfly that developed, that grew from that out of the cocoon, and she was so proud of it. But what she did is she nursed those things along so that they could rise up and fly and become all they could be. We need to be able to challenge people to become better in everything that they're doing. We need to help them strive for excellence in everything that they're doing. We need to help them to know the importance of building relationships with other people, and we also need to teach them character, to make sure that we personally have character in our effort and in our business, show character in everything that we do, and help others to grow in character too. So with all that being said, my wife says I needed to make these videos a little bit shorter, so I'm closing it off tonight. Read the blog below, got a lot of great information in the blog. Read it, click on the link below, read the blog, and reply, comment, let me know what you think about it. Hey, have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.